दर्द न जाने कोई, पिंजरे के पंछी रे तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, पिंजरे के पंछी रे। के पंछी रे तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, बाहर से तू खामोश रहे दो, बाहर से तू खामोश रहे तो, भीतर भीतर रोए रे हे, भीतर भीतर रोए, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। कह न सके तू अपनी कहानी, तेरी भी पंछी क्या जिंदगानी रे, कह न सके तू अपनी कहानी, तेरी भी पंछी क्या जिंदगानी रे, विधि न तेरी कताल की आंसू में कलमत बोए, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। छुप के रोने वाले रखना छिपा के दिल की चाले रे, छुप के रोने वाले रखना छिपा के दिल की चाले रे, ये पत्थर का देश है पगले, कोई न तेरा हो, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, पिंजरे के पंछी रे तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, पिंजरे के पंछी रे। के पंछी रे तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। बाहर से तू खामोश रहे दो, बाहर से तू खामोश रहे दो। भीतर भीतर रोए रे हे। पंछी रे तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। बाहर से तू खामोश रहे दो, बाहर से तू खामोश रहे दो। भीतर भीतर रोए रे हे, भीतर भीतर रोए तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। कह न सके तू अपनी कहानी, तेरी भी पंछी क्या जिंदगानी रे। कह न सके तू अपनी कहानी, तेरी भी पंछी क्या जिंदगानी रे। विधि न तेरी कताल की, आंसू में कलमत बोए तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। छुप के रोने वाले, रखना छिपा के दिल की चाले रे। छुप के रोने वाले, रखना छिपा के दिल की चाले रे। ये पत्थर का देश है पगले, कोई न तेरा हो, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। पिंजरे के पंछी रे तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। पिंजरे के पंछी रे के पंछी रे तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। बाहर से तू खामोश रहे दो, बाहर से तू खामोश रहे दो। भीतर भीतर रोए रे हे, भीतर भीतर रोए तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। कहना
मेरे पापा। चंदा ने पूछा तारों से, तारों ने पूछा हजारों से। चंदा ने पूछा तारों से, तारों ने पूछा हजारों से। सबसे प्यारा कौन है? पापा, मेरे पापा। फूलों ने पूछा कलियों से, कलियों ने पूछा कलियों से।
सबसे प्यारा कौन है?
मेरे पापा।
हे पापा, तेरे पापा।
मीठी मीठी बातों से वो सबको हंसाता है।
ओ प्यारी अदाओं से वो दिल बहलाता है।
दुनिया में आते जाते वो प्यार लुटाता है।
सागर ने पूछा नैया से, नैया ने पूछा कि भैया से।
सबसे प्यारा कौन है? पापा, मेरे पापा।
पापा, तेरे पापा।
चंदा ने पूछा तारों से, तारों ने पूछा हजारों से। सबसे प्यारा कौन है?
पापा, तेरे पापा।
Juteram, everyone. Today we are here to celebrate the life of Daddy Deodath Juteram, also known as Juters. We thank you all from the bottom of our hearts for being here today. There's so much we could say about Daddy, so much. And I know if each and every one starts, we will be late, and you know he wasn't a late boy, no matter what. So we have a scheduled short program for those who couldn't be here and wanted to send their well wishes for Dad. So we'll first start with a prayer by Uncle Derek Juteram, who is very, very close there and near to Daddy. Just Christmas, December, he comes by to check our family. We were inside and Daddy came out to see him. And I know Daddy will be so happy to see everybody here. Every single person, even his members of his Batch 7802 Defense Force. Thank you all for being here. Daddy would have been. He's smiling and looking down at us. So now we will start with a short prayer by Uncle Derek.
Hello everyone. On behalf of Deodath's family, I would just like to take a few moments and encourage us from the Holy Scriptures during this time. But before I do, I want to remember Deodath. I remember him always having a smile on his face. When I was much younger and had to travel, whether it be to Port of Spain or to Rima or back home to Sandy Grande, if I meet Deodath on the taxi stand, because in those days he would do a little taxi work on the side, I was sure that he would welcome me, have a seat in the vehicle, and more than often I'd get a free ride home. You know, that was very, very special about him. Also, he was also very welcoming whenever we went to visit him at his home. He always had something to offer, a drink, some food or something, you know, and a listening ear to what we had to say. So I'm very thankful for Deodath. A couple weeks ago, Adita and I visited him to drop off a couple letters for him, and there he was at the gate, ever so much with that smile on his face, and came with a parrot to greet us. Little did I know that would be the last time I would see Deodath in this world. But I was encouraged when I heard how he died. He was taking care of his beloved wife, nursing her back to full strength. So where do we go to find hope and strength when we lose a loved one as such? I tend to go to the scriptures to find hope and courage. And the Bible tells us in the book of Revelation that there will be a new heaven and a new earth, you know, a place where all of us can dwell. My hope is that I will see all our loved ones, that Deodath will be there, a world where there is no more deaths, a world where there is nothing to harm us, a world where we live in perfect peace and love and everlasting joy, a world where everyone is not naughty but nice, with pure hearts and righteous deeds. I tell you the truth, this hope and more will one day become a reality, for the scriptures declare that there will be a new heaven and a new earth, for God himself will do it. And I read for you from Revelation chapter 21, a couple verses. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth was passed away, and there was no longer any sea. And he shall wipe away every tear from their eyes, and there shall no longer be any death, nor shall there be sorrow, or crying, or pain, for the former things are passed away. And he who sits on the throne says, Behold, I am making all things new. And he said, Write, for these words are faithful and true. God is faithful and true. He was faithful and true when he sent his Son to give us the greatest gift of all, the gift of eternal life. The Bible tells us in John 3:16 that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. For God sent not his Son into this world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. I want to assure us, dearly beloved, that if we put our trust in Jesus, we will not go to a Christless eternity, but we will have life everlasting. And even on this earth, we will experience life more abundantly if we will trust Jesus for what he had done on the cross for us. He was manifested, the scripture says, that he might destroy the works of the devil. He came that we might have life and that we might have it more abundantly. Jesus wants to carry your burdens. If you have a burden, he can carry it for you. Jesus is the one who carried our sorrows to the cross. Jesus is the one who can help us in our time of bereavement. He said, Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. And I want to encourage you to take your troubles to him, and he will restore your heart. He says, the Spirit of the Lord is upon him, because he has anointed him to preach the gospel to the poor, to proclaim the year of liberty, to heal the brokenhearted, and to set the captives free. So I pray God's blessing and comfort to the family during this time, and God bless you, and have a good day.
So we would like to definitely thank Uncle Derek. He couldn't be here with us today, but he had to definitely share those words, those prayers for our family. Next, we're going to have a little slideshow we prepared for Daddy. For his life, he has been always known as a smiling person, So he wasn't even a photogenic person. We had to beg him to come and take photos because he was such a very private person, always in the background and never in the front line. But he allowed us, to take all the photos of him, all the videos of him, even his animals, Bella, Max, and Milo, who I think was probably his most favorite, not Ronnie, Nadia, and I. Trust me. So we're going to start the slideshow now, so you all can sit back and enjoy as we celebrate the perfect life of Daddy.
Didn't know today would be our last, or that I'd have to say goodbye to you so fast. I'm so numb I can't feel anymore. I'm praying through that door and tell me that I was only dreaming. You're not really gone as long as I believe. There will be another angel around the throne tonight. Your love lives on inside of me, and I will hold on tight. It's not my place to question, only God knows why. I'm just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight. Always made my troubles feel so small, and you were always there to catch me when I'd fall. In a world where heroes come and go, well, God just took the only one I know. So I'll hold you as close as I can, longing for the day when I see your face again. But until then, God must need another angel around the throne tonight. Your love lives on inside of me, and I will hold on tight. It's not my place to question, only God knows why. I'm just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight, singing hallelujah. Just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight.
तुझसे प्यारा कौन है
मेरे पापा
हे पापा तेरे पापा
मीठी मीठी बातों से वो सबको हंसाता है
Stop it. Ikaw, Ani tayo marayin pa sisi ko de pati man din. Alright, this is good. Get this in.
Someday I wish upon a star. Wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like lemon drops. High above the chimney top. That's high above the chimney top. That's where.
So as you all could see, that smiling face from Daddy. And as we look at him here today, same smile. Dad, you're no longer here with us physically, but you are here in our hearts forever. Each one of us today gained our very, very own angel. Next, we're going to have some videos that was sent in from persons who could not be here today. Tributes to Daddy. We didn't get everyone, but I know these would have been Daddy's. It would have made him smile today for sure, for sure. So our first video slideshow is going to be by Raymond Ramnarine, one of Daddy's local favorite singer. He used to tell us that he's going to have a birthday bash every single year. He's gonna have a bash, big band. Dad, what band you want? Delina Dan. So we're now gonna have a video tribute from Raymond Ramnarine.
तेरे संग झूल रहा है मेरी बाहों में जग सारा मेरा नाम करेगा रोशन जग में मेरा राज दुलारा. Hold on one another, let we love up each other. Come on, let's dance together. Let we love one another. That is what your dad would want us all to do. To dance, to love, just to keep loving each other. So as Daddy is on his journey right now, he's looking down at all of us. Shalini, to you, to your loved ones, your family, your mom especially,
just know that Daddy's out there, and he's looking at you all. He would always be there to protect you all. He would always be there to love you all. All right, so just hold on to each other. Keep loving each other. Keep being there for each other. You have friends. You have all your loved ones there with you guys. To my dear friend Shalini, keep strong. You be the pillar, all right? And don't worry, Daddy gonna knock on the door, like knock real hard and wake you up. You know, just get back to that. But anyways, if ever you need a friend or you need a shoulder to lean on, I'm always here. My music will always heal you guys. So to you, Shalini, to the entire family, to your mom, to all the loved ones, let's cherish all the great memories with your dad. And God bless every single one of you guys. All right, you all keep strong, keep shining, keep being safe. And as I said before, Daddy is there looking at you all. All right, so just hold on to each other, man. Yeah, say I'm addicted to you. Kya hua tera vada. God bless you, God bless your family, and God bless Daddy up there. Respect, love, everybody. Take care, guys. From Raymond and the whole Delhi Nadan family. Respect, love, every time.
Next, we're going to have a video from Nigel Rupnarine, one of Dad's nephew who resides in Canada. Definitely couldn't be here, but had to say something to him.
Hello, Shalini, Nadi, Ronnie, Auntie Kamini, and the entire Juteram family. Please accept my sincere and deepest condolences. Hello, Shalini, Nadi, Ronnie, Auntie Kamini, and the entire Juteram family. Please accept my sincere and deepest condolences on the passing of an incredible man, Uncle Deodath. I have great memories of growing up in Trinidad and being with Uncle Deodath, coming to visit you guys in coal mine. I remember when Auntie Kamini and Uncle Deodath were dating, and Uncle Deodath would come to Renwick Street. I was probably maybe 10 or 11 years old, and he was always kind, caring, loving, and he would always talk to me. I remember their wedding, and I remember I have some very fond memories of Uncle Deodath. I think that his memory will live on in all four of you and the entire Juteram family, and he touched the lives of many people that he met. So please, again, my deepest condolences, and may he be at peace. Take care.
Rupnarine.
I want to send my condolences to the whole Juteram family, to Auntie Kamini, to Nadi, to Ronnie, to Shalini. I want to send my condolences to the whole Juteram family, to Auntie Kamini, to Nadi, to Ronnie, to Shalini. Please accept my condolences. Uncle Deodath was a great uncle. He was one of the best. I don't have a bad memory of him every time, even from when I was small, when we used to go up to coal mine. He was always happy. He was always smiling. He was always laughing. Even to a few years ago when he came up to Canada by my parents, always had a great time. I can see that he left that impact of positivity and that love on his children, and you can see that each and every time with all the kids and with Auntie Kamini. So for myself, my wife Fernell, and my son Ricardo, please accept our condolences. Uncle Deodath.
My 27 years, Dad has been my #1 supporter with my dancing. The little I remember at a tender age of 5, 6, Mom and Dad was going to the market, and I insist I wanted to go to this dance class. So we went to the dance class, but then they was not home. So he said, don't worry, we'll come back. But knowing Daddy, I stayed in that car and never came out, because I don't know when he would have carried me back, and I wanted to go to this dance class. Today, I have been a member of various groups here in Trinidad and Tobago. Dad has been my number one supporter from Sangre Grande to Cuba to Penal, always going, packing up, waiting till performances is done, just so I could be happy. Coming back home late in the night time, I can't play my soca. He have to play his good old record songs, he good oldies. So that used to keep him up, that used to make me sleep. My soca used to keep me up, but it's to make him tired. So I had to definitely be in that front seat, listening to all the oldie goldies. Next tribute we have is a video from the Amritam Shakti dancers. In 2010, I would have entered Masana Bahar, and they would have been the first person that gave me that approval, you know. They're going to teach me that dance together with Sita Prasad. Today we have that tribute from them, Amritam Shakti dancers.
I am Amanda Lachman.
And I am Vishal Puran from
the Amritam Shakti Dance Company.
We are here to share in some moments that we would have been able to get with this individual called Uncle Deo fondly by. The first time we would have met Uncle Deo was when we were training Shalini for the Children of Masana Bahar competition in 2010. Yeah. And the first time we would have seen him, the first thing that stood out was
his smile.
His smile was very welcoming, and he, from there onward, it was nothing but pure brotherhood, and he invited us as family with him into any aspect that he would have gone into. Uncle Deo was a person, you call on him any hour, the day, any hour, the night, he is always willing and always there for you to ensure that everything is good. And he enforced that, making you know that everything is good, everything will be okay. From minor things of fixing props, transportation, simply sometimes we have rehearsal late, Uncle Dave going out the road to get something to eat, he's like, Vish, and you, the girls, want anything to eat. He makes sure that everyone is comfortable and everyone feels safe. And we had many laughs and also many tears, but tears of joy. Tears of joy to the extent that wherever you met Uncle Deo, you can't pass this man. You can't pass this man no way. He, if you didn't see he will see you, and he will come and meet you, no matter what. He was a dedicated husband, father, brother, neighbor, civilian to society. And those are things that is very hard to find in an individual. Yes, we have truly lost a gem to society, but no matter what, he will always be here with us. So on behalf of us here at the Amritam Shakti Dance Company, we extend deepest condolences to the bereaved family. During this time of mourning, we are here for you, and always remember, yes, he have returned home, but he is always here with us in spirit. He is walking with us, he is sitting with us, he is right here with us today. So again, condolences to the family, and Uncle Dale, it was truly a pleasure, and it will be a memorable one, that we say thank you for giving us the opportunity to interact and to actually know an individual such as you. Rest in peace.
You will be missed.
Next, we're going to have a video from Dad's sister-in-law and brother-in-law, Gemma Rupnarayan and Krishna Rupnarayan.
A good day, everyone. I would like to say a few words about my brother-in-law. Death, as we all know, is an inevitable part of life. It is reality that no one wants to accept, and it makes you question your own purpose in life. Our dearest brother-in-law, Deodath, passing was so sudden. It begs to question why him and so sudden. He was caring and loving husband, a wonderful dad and grandfather. The memories of you will always live on in our hearts. Your actions were always driven with kind words, a gentle smile, and you was always willing to lend a helping hand even to people you don't know. We had so much fun memories spending time with you and the family while we were in Trinidad, especially the time we went to the carnival celebration in Juteram. Also the recent summer vacation we spent visiting different parts of the country, including Niagara Falls, Parliament Building, Montreal. It was a wonderful time. I want to extend our heartfelt and deepest condolences to my sister Kamini, my nieces Nadi and Shalini, and our nephew Ronnie, and to the entire Juteram family. Our thoughts and prayers are with you all in this difficult time. May God grant you all the strength and courage to stay strong for each other in this difficult time. Although we are thousands of miles away, our love and support are with you all.
Uncle Dave, there are many things I can say about him, and if I go on, this funeral will change into an Indian movie. A few things I would say. Uncle Dave, there are many things I can say about him, and if I go on, this funeral will change into an Indian movie. A few things I would say. He was always there for me as one of his own. I call him Dad because that's what he was to me, a father figure. I'm pretty sure it's because of his military training. He had us on point. Like you trained Shalini to get up 2 or 3 hours before we leave home, no matter where we had to go, Diwali Nagar, Mastana Bahar, anywhere in Trinidad, and boy, that's Shalini's mantra. He would carry us anywhere we have to perform and wait with us, making sure everything runs smooth, making sure the music is checked, and ensuring we have a comfortable room to change if need be. We have definitely lost an amazing soul, and Shal, he's with Daddy looking down at his daughters and definitely proud that his teachings and values will be carried on. It's difficult for me, especially not being there, but all my love and support are with each and every one of you in this time. Keep strong, guys, and whatever you do, know that he will be immensely proud of each and every one of you. Uncle Dave or Dad, look over us and make sure we are safe. Fly high until we meet again. Love you.
Sitaram, Namaste, Assalamu Alaikum, and a pleasant day to all gathered. My name is Kayal Mohammed, and I have been a close friend and associate of Mr. Deodath Juteram and his family for the past 25 years. I'm grateful for this opportunity because I am able to represent hundreds of people all over the country who would like this opportunity to express condolences to the family and loved ones on this very solemn occasion. Mr. Deodath Juteram was an angel with us on earth. A most reliable, a most dependable, a most affable, and a most helpful individual to everybody around him. Starting with his service to his country as a member of the Defense Force, his service to his immediate family, and especially his service to the national community in the cultural field. Mr. Juteram was a man who just wanted to help people around him. Whatever faith we might belong to, we can all be comforted in the fact that our Creator will have a special place reserved in heaven for Uncle Dave. So to Auntie Kamini, his wife, his son Ronnie, and his daughters Nadi and Shalini, on behalf of the national community, especially the hundreds of local singers and dancers and musicians that Uncle Dave would have interacted with during the course of his lifetime. And most especially on behalf of those of us in the Mastana Bahar production team, Mr. Rocky Gunpat, Mr. Chaitar Maniram, Mr. Sardar Mohammed, Mr. Shamsuddin Mohammed, Mr. Rafiq Hobbs Mohammed, Mr. Rahamat Yatali, and all others in the Mastana Bahar production team. We want to express our deepest condolences to the family and to all loved ones. In closing, I say, Kalu innal ilahi wa innal ilaihi raji'un. Verily, it is from the Almighty we have all come, and to Him is our eventual return. Thank you, Mr. Deodath Juteram, for all that you have done for so many of us. You will forever be in our hearts and in our prayers. Rest in peace, my beloved friend.
Condolences to the Juteram family. My brother, a good human being, a batch, 78, trained together, always a good man. And I want to wish the kids stay strong and the daddy will be looking after them. With so much love. Sorry I can't make it. Sorry I can't make it. But my heart goes out. And so much, this is life and I want to rest in peace. So much. And thanks for this, giving me this opportunity to say something. And to all my batch, and who knows Juters, they know he's a good man and he will surely rest in peace. Bye, Deodath. Bye.
So we're going to have a speech from Mr. Antoine, or Uncle Antoine, who would have worked with Daddy throughout his years in the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force.
Good morning, everyone. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. Psalms 37:23. My name is Neil Antoine. Hello? Yes? Juters batch. If all the men were one man, what a great man that would be. If all the trees were one tree, what a great tree that would be. If all the axe was one axe, what a great axe that would be. If all the seas was one sea, what a great sea that would be. If the great man took the great axe and cut down the great sea, the great tree, it falls into the great sea, what a splish splash that would be. On behalf of batch 7802, the second batch of 1978, I'm here to share our condolences and our thoughts and memories of our batch Juters. On the 1st of June, we all started the long journey as trainees at that beautiful place in Tetron. And from inception, Juters understood and practiced the fundamentals of teamwork. You see, he was not the biggest, he was not the strongest, but he had the mindset of a lion. The strongest and the biggest was the elephant. But when the elephant saw the lion, he saw run. Or when the lion saw the elephant, he saw food. Juters saw food when he got the challenges. Juters saw food when he met obstacles. He never gave up and he understood teamwork. That infectious smile and that large mustache was a trademark that everybody, knew I never see him other than a smile. All the pressure he was on too. But then that mindset of a lion kept him going. So during the training, Juters, one of his feet was swollen. And he hid because he do not want to let down his team. The instructor had to force Juters to go to see the doctor. And as he came back, straight on the floor. Because he understood what he wanted. And of course, he is a team player. He understood it. We successfully completed our training, at the end of which we were posted to our companies. Juters loved to drive. And in a flash, he was driving the biggest trucks, the biggest buses. He loved to drive. So by virtue of that, he went to the engineering battalion, and they moved him from there and sent him to Defense Force headquarters. So that's where we came together again. Juters was in a special department at the headquarters that did social work. They repaired houses for people. They built houses for people. As a matter of fact, one of their most famous projects, if you're coming from Port of Spain on the highway by the lighthouse, there was a park on the right-hand side. Juters and his crew built that park. And we used to call it Loch Neck Park because nobody was leaving nowhere to go and line by that park. If you all know what it was, we used to call it Loch Neck Park. And Juters was there. He continued to pursue with a smile on his face. And whenever people were in trouble, he just said, don't worry now. He had that phrase, don't worry, don't worry. Going back to training, one thing I missed out. As a recruit, when you behave bad, you didn't get something right, you used to get something called battle order. But Juters was a perfect recruit. So he got battle order for not getting battle order. You understand? He had to do battle order. So as we progressed at Defense Force headquarters, he attended the developmental courses we call cadres for promotion. And during that time, of course, he got married. And he have 3 beautiful children to include my dancer. And he loved people. He loved his wife. He loved his job. The second promotion cadre Juters went to, he was not selected to go. He was on standby. But he was a good old soldier. He found his way on the course. We knew he was not supposed to be there, but we hit it. Halfway during that course, they found out, well, Juters stormed the course. Well, they had a meeting, they had what, but because of who he was, because of the team player that he was, they kept him on that course. And of course, he successfully completed the course. Juters had the mindset of a lion. Nothing turned him back. There are words that he took away and he threw away early in his career. The word can't. I never heard Juters saying, I can't do this, I can't do that. Instead of saying, I can't do this, you used to ask the question, how can I do this? How can I do that? We were going to a funeral in Toko, Sanssouci. He was driving a bus, the longest bus. It wasn't a 48-seater, it was longer than that. And when we were close to Sanssouci, one of the residents there stopped the bus and said, listen, that bend around there, you all can't pass there. We continued. When we got to the bend, he stopped the bus, he came out, he looked at the corner, he went under the culvert, he looked at it, he came back, and he told us to get out of the bus. And we got out. He drove the bus, he put the back wheel on the curb, and he took it around the bend, and we went to Sanssouci. You see, because he had the mindset of a lion, nothing can stop him. We need more people like that. Juters understand the fundamentals of leadership. Some people say he was quiet, but he understands leadership. He understands that as a leader, from time to time, you have to find yourself as a follower. If we have someone like that in our country, we'll be more successful. He understood as a leader, from time to time, you will find yourself as a follower. He was very, very successful as a soldier. He got to the rank of warrant officer class 1. Well, I promoted him. It's really class 2, but he should have been a class 1. He was a company sergeant major at Defense Force headquarters, where he fathered big men and big women, because as a company sergeant major, The problems people come to you with is amazing, but he always found time for his family. He always found time for his family. He loved his family. He loved his job. In our batch line, we trained on the 1st of June, and we never worked on the 1st of June. We always had this line, always, and he was always present. But that smile and that big mustache. The army tried to get him to cut it, but they couldn't get him to cut it. He used to smooth it up a little, but you know, that was his trademark. So Deodath, with those phrases, more people should copy the phrases from Deodath. Don't bother. How can I do this? Instead of saying, I cannot do that. So today, on behalf of batch 7802, we want to extend our love to his family, his wife and children, all his extended family. And this is a day that our batch, he's smiling. He's looking at us. And I know he'll never leave us. He'll never leave us, because that's the kind of person Juters is. And to some in the world, he might just be Deodath Juteram. But to us and his family, he was the world. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. Psalms 35. So, to his family, I pray that God continue to pour his anointment on you all, to prosper you, to keep you safe, and to make you wealthy and healthy. And to my dancer, keep on dancing. Keep on dancing. Your dad is smiling. I love you guys. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you very much, Mr. or Uncle Antoine. Next, we're going to have a speech from Mr. Neil Ramuta, representing the Prema Shakti Dancers and Theatre Production and the NCIC Diwali Nagar.
Juteram, everyone. I don't want to be too long, but I must say a few words. Firstly, I want to offer our sincere condolences to the bereaved family and all his friends and relatives. It is a huge loss when someone like this goes so sudden, and he contributed so much to everything that happened around us. I've known him in the background of many activities of the NCIC and Mastana Bahar for over 10 years, but we kind of grew closer together when Shalini started to dance with our dance group. And a lot of people here became like family to us too. And he was always an upright person, there to put us on the right track and there to guide us. I remember once I got a flat tire somewhere Valencia by the river, and he came out and assisted us. And I'm saying, you know, only a good friend and a true servant of people would do that. And that was his life, to serve others and to be there for others. So I ask his family to be strong and make his memory something that he would be proud of. Continue that life of service that he offered to everyone. And as I said, make him proud. On behalf of the Prema Shakti Dancers and Theatre Productions and Mr. Mangru of the National Council of Indian Culture, again, keep strong and stay safe, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity.
Now, we're going to have the ceremony for Daddy. So, oh, sorry. Sanitizer.
Sir, we're going to sanitizer from here now. Okay. So you send the paper. Yeah, that's okay. Nobody else. Yeah, sure.
पिंजरे के पंछी रे तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। बाहर से तू खामोश रहे दो।
राम नाम सत्य है, सबका यही गत है. May we all stand, my dear friends. We have all gathered here to pay our final tribute, farewell. I'm quite sure this morning I've heard quite a lot about Deodath. I never knew him as Deodath, I knew him as Juteram. Nice to know his name at least before his burning ceremony. You have heard many of his tremendous characteristics and qualities. I've always said if you are born on earth and you did not do anything, you have wasted a good birth. He came and he served his land and he served his family. What more else do you want from a man? Bow our heads in prayer. Hari Om Shantakaram Bhujagashainam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gagane Sadrisham Meghavarnam Shubhangam Lakshmi Kantam Kamalarnainam Yogi Virdhyanagamyam Bande Vishnum Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokai Karnatham. Om Vishnave Namaha. Om Vishnave Namaha. Om Vishnave Namaha. Ram Naam Satya hai, sabka yehi gat hai. Put the flowers at his feet and touch your forehead. Please be seated. Thank you. I'll say a few things and you repeat it. Say Om, put some water in it. Vishnur, Vishnu, Vishnu. Adhya, Sri, Brahmane, Dvitiye, Parardhe, Sri, Shvet, Vadaha, Kalpi, Vaivashvat, Manvantare, Ashtavin, Shatitame, Kali Yuge, Kali, Pratham, Charane, Trinidad, Deshe, Coal Mine, Grame, Adyavart, Antargata, Brahmavat, Kadeshe Punya Kshetre Baudha Vatare Vartaman Yathanam Sammatsare Utra Aine Magha Mase Krishna Pakshe Chaturthi Tithau Shukra Vasare Purva Phalguni Nakshatre Shubhan Yog Bhava Karane Makar Rasi Stithe Surya Singh Rasi Stithe Shashanke Shesheshu Graheshu Yatha Yatha Rasi Sthanesteshu. Take a name, son. Now we say Yajmanasya Kashyap Gotrasya Deodath Pretasya Anteshti Karma Aham Karishyami. Put it at the feet there for me. Take some water and sprinkle it on the body for me. Om Adhya Kashyap Gotrasya Deodath Pretasya Mritasthana Shavnam Nimit Snanam Maya Diyate Tavo Pratishtatam. Very well. Adhya Kashyap Gotrasya Deodath Pretasya Mritasthana Shavnam Nimit Chandanam Maya Diyate Tavo Pratishtatam Gandham Maya Diyate Tavo Pratishtatama. Deodath Pretasya Gandham Maya Diyate Tavo Pratishtatam. Leave it inside your son. Leave it inside. Grab the malas.
Anyone?
Yeah, take anyone.
Anyone?
Kashyap Gotrasya Deodath Pretasya Mritasthana Shabnam Namit Pushpamal Maya Diyate Tavo Pratishtatam. Yam Dware Mahagore Andhena Tamasadvite Tatpalokamarthaya Deepoyam Upatishtatam. Adhya Kashyap Gotrasya Mritasthane Shavnam Nimit Deepam Maya Diyate Tavo Pratishtatam. Kashyap Gotrasya Deodath Pretasya Mritasthane Shavnam Nimit Deepam Maya Diyate Tavo Pratishtatam. Yam Dware Mahagore Andhena Tamasadvite Tatalokamarthaya Deepoyam Upatishtatam. Yam Dware Mahagore Andhena Tamasadvite Tatalokamarthaya Deepoyam Upatishtatam. Adhya Kashyap Gotrasya Deodath Pretasya Mritasthane Shavnam Nimit Eshate Pindu Maya Diyate Tavo Pratishtatam. Sprinkle water on it. Tilanjali Maya Diyate Tavo Pratishtatam. Fish like that. Fish like that. Okay, good. So we just want to invite only the immediate family will come to offer a flower. Later on probably others will come. I'll tell you when. But the wife will start first to offer a flower and make a little arati for him. Followed by the children, grandchildren, brothers or sisters, whoever they may be. So we invite the wife firstly. So while that is happening, if you turn into your little booklet, the pamphlet, you will see a bhajan. Jai Krishna Hare, so you can open it and sing with me to hear your voices more than mine. Jai Krishna Hare, Sri Krishna Hare, दुखियों के दुख दूर करे. जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे. श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों के दुख दूर करे. जय 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 कृष्ण हरे. जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो. जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो. और कोई न खेवनहारा हो, और कोई न खेवनहारा हो. तब तू ही बेड़ा पार. जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे. श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों के दुख दूर करे. जय 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 कृष्ण हरे. तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत. तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे. पूर्ण कर दे उसकी आशा, पूर्ण कर दे उसकी आशा. जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे, जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे. जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे. श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों के दुख दूर करे. जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे. श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे. जय 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 कृष्ण हरे. तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत. तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत. पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा. एवरीवन, पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा. जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे, जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे. जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे. श्री कृष्ण हरे, दुखियों के दुख दूर करे. जय 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 कृष्ण हरे. जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो. ओ जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा और कोई न केवनहारा हो, और कोई न केवनहारा हो, तब तू ही बेड़ा पार करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरि, ओ जय 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 कृष्ण हरि। Take a flower stand and stand up right here. You shall pray while I'm giving the eulogy. So Ram Nam, what's the next word? Satya Hai. So, name of the God is the truth. But what we are looking in front of us here is a truth of life. Is that right? Yes? This is a truth that we all will have to experience, come to part with at some point in our life's journey. How many of us are ready for that truth? Do you think about it? What happens to you next? I must say, Deodath is very blessed to have all of us here around him. It was a pandemic situation, we would not be here. Most of us would not be here. And you know that better than me. But we use the word karmas in Hindu tradition. Some good action he must have performed way down into the past, that today he allowed us to at least be with him at the final moment of his departure. The real Deodath, of course, has exited the body. So what we are looking in front of us is just the remains of the person that we call Deodath. You know, when the hearse is coming back from the agency, you don't say, look, they're bringing back Deodath. What do you say? They're bringing back the body. So where's the guy gone? And the guy resembles the person you know. So from your own self, you say that they are bringing back the body. So the real Deodath, that which lived in that body for its many years, continues to live. I don't know how God make it like that. This thing continues to live. In recent times, I noticed there are a lot of posts on the social media showing people when they are departing from the body. Don't take my word for it. You look at it for yourself. And you will see what you see. So this thing emerges from the body like an air-like, smoke-like kind of a substance and walks away like a human being. In the case of Deodath, again he was absolutely lucky that no one in today's world snatched away that life by force, as we are seeing in our own country and other parts of the world. Was not any kinds of pandemic disease that he had exited the body. It was a natural disposition. How many of us would like to go naturally? Himself and his God made that decision. In today's world, if you want that, you have to work for it. Keep wearing your mask, social distance, and I hope you're vaccinated. So God will give you the chance to leave naturally from the body. And there, living naturally, you will probably have an opportunity to embrace your Maker face to face. This is what we want in our lives. That when we exit here, Lord, I hope that you're waiting for me on the next side to receive me. and keep me under your care, under your arms, under your love, because we do not know what happens in the next dimension. We know what is happening in this dimension. Of course, Deodath's death also brings to us that this life, this physical life of ours is not for all times. Jata sahi dhruvo mrityu, dhruvam janma mritasya cha, tasmad parihadyerte natvamsho chitumarhasi. That once something, including human beings, has taken birth, once something that has a beginning, there got to be an end. Got to be an end. It is compulsory, an end will come. This law does not only affect the death and birth of people or animals or plants. It affects everything in the physical world. It affects departments, it affects political struggles, it affects so many things. One day you have to leave your work too when you start working as a young person. You have to retire. Somebody else have to take your place. So this law of starting something, know that the end would come. And you must always have a sense of understanding and preparation for the ending moment, at least in your job, but more so in your life. Nothing stays here permanently. The only permanent thing in the world that is not affected by that law is that which has emerged from the body. Nenam chinanti sastrani nenam dayati pavaka nakledayantyapo nashoshayati maruta. That the Divine Father says there is nothing in the world, no kind of weapon, no kind of fire, no kind of water can bring an end to that which lived in the body. So it continues to move on. I mean, what will happen? You think about it. Of a guy like Deodath, who have done so many things for his country, so many things for his family and his community, all the good things, would it just disappear at the moment of departure? You think about that. Something would have been wrong with that system. So it doesn't disappear. As a matter of fact, it forms the criteria for the next destination. Should he come back here again? Should he go somewhere else? It has to form a criteria. You ask yourself the question, why were you born in the particular family that you found yourselves in? Why were you born in the country that you... Who said that? You didn't know that? Neither your parents knew that. So there was something in hindsight that would have said, hello, you are going to go there. And that person is going to be your mommy and your daddy and your brother and your sister. And that place is going to be your country. So somebody outside there. We may call him the God, whatever you call it, seems to be in charge of our lives. So that which we think that in charge of our lives, we must befriend it. We must become a friend to it. And many of you, of course, have varying forms of religious thought here. Some of you may be Catholics, otherwise. Whatever church you belong to, whatever faith you belong to, be honest to your faith. And search in your faith to that which gave you life. And that which controls the entire existence. Search in your faith. Yes? Don't die in the world without having a little glimpse of the faith that you once were part of. There's a nice verse I'm going to take from our scriptures. So it says here, Vasamsi tirna yata vihaya. Suvasamsi jirna nenani yata vihaya navani granati naro parani tatha sharirani vihaya jiranya anyani sanyati navani dehi. That just as a man casts out worn out clothes and puts on others that are new, so the thing that is inside there, we call it embodied self, cast out worn out bodies and enters into others that are new. When the body can no longer function and sustain the life inside of it, it drops it and takes on to another one. But in our lives, we hope and pray that when the life force, the body, we are given the opportunity to embrace God. But to embrace God, it must be a desire in your living life. In your living life should be at least the ultimate desire. I knew Deodath. I never knew that he was a soldier, as my friend has spoken about. When I knew Deodath, I knew him as a man involved with his culture, involved with his religion. When I saw him with his wife and his children coming to the temple. Remain steadfast, you're going to certainly find the very same end that others will find as well. Ram Nam? Satya Hai. So what we are looking at here, my dear friends, is the truth of life. We hope and pray that the pandemic, COVID, Omicron, wherever when the body can no longer function to support the self, we too, Lord, in that same way, can we give us the opportunity? I want to invite my brother, Pandit Varma, to say a few words to you, after which we'll say other things.
Sri Vrindavan Bihar Lila. Juteram. Let me first of all extend condolences to this family on behalf of myself and by extension my Mandir Swaha Tulsi Manas Mandir. You would have heard from many eloquent speakers from the past, and I wouldn't want to be very long. But what I can say about Deodath ji is he's a man of service. He's one that will leave his loss of someone who would have contributed to a community, one who would have contributed to Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension, when his daughter goes to dance internationally, he would also be there present. I remembered he traveled to India, he, his wife, and his daughter, accompanying her. This is the type of father he was. But more so, a man who would give to society. At our Mandir, Deodath ji would bring Shalini on every occasion that she's called upon to perform. I remembered our sports day. He would have been there rendering service in the form of teaching our marchers to march. He would have been there for Ram Leela, for Pagwa, for all other events. And as Panditji rightly said, he's a man who is indebted to culture. Today, his body is before us, lifeless. But what lives on? We ask ourselves, what is the greatest loss in life? What is the greatest loss? We may say the loss of a loved one, the loss of all the material possessions that we may have. But our sages says no. The greatest loss in life is not the loved ones, not the material possessions, but that which dies within us while we are alive. So if we are alive and we don't have the love, we don't have togetherness, we don't have kindness, generosity, patience, understanding, cooperation, devotees, then we can consider ourselves to have lost the greatest thing in life. And if I can say, these are qualities that Deodath ji had within him. And what he would want for us all who are present here is for us to continue to live with the teachings and the legacy that he portrayed. The kindness, the togetherness, the cooperation, the understanding, and by doing so, we'll have a greater society. So, on this note, I pray that Bhagwan continue to give this family, friends, relatives, the courage, the health, the strength to cope with this challenge before them. I ask you to clasp hands, to close eyes, as we pray to Bhagwan Sri Krishna. Om Mokam karoti vachalam Pangulang gayate kirim Yat kripatamam vande Paramanande vasutam devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki paramanandam Krishnam vande jagat guru Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Naam Satya Hai.
Thank you, dear son. Again, there you have some of the features of Deodath. I want to echo the same thoughts that Deodath did not only come and did for himself, but he also produced wonderful children. And he had seen in his lifetime the distances his children have traveled and make themselves somebody in the world. He didn't keep the love just for himself. He ensured his family progress. If you live in the world and you're trying to do all kinds of crazy things, not in conformity with some of your thoughts and ideas, then what have you really achieved in your life? Like my son rightly says, if there is no love in the human heart, you have died while you are alive. Many cowards die before their death. Is that right? So in this world, the greatest love that you need to achieve is love for God. If you have that, many accomplishments can become part and parcel of your life as you live. Wonderful family, wonderful children. Love for God means love for everything the earth has to give us. Yes? Ram Naam. Satya means what does Satya again means? Satya means the truth. While you live in this world, it's important that you look at the truth. Today so many things have been said on the TV and the television and the newspaper. Are you figuring out which is really the truth? It's your duty to do that and live by that in return. So I want to also sing a very special bhajan. This bhajan praises the God and ask of the God to give us shelter. Lord, can you give us shelter when we exit from the body? We do not know where we would be, whether it be at the hospital, whether it be on the roadway, whether it be at home, whether it be at a friend's house. Wherever we are, Lord, when I exit this body, can you be there and take me in your arms? It's called Mujhe Apani Sharan Mein. Sharan means shelter, shelter. Mujhe apni sharan mein le lo Ram, le lo Ram. Mujhe apni sharan mein le lo Ram. Mujhe apni sharan mein le lo Ram, le lo Ram. Mujhe apni sharan mein लोचन मन में जगे न हो तो, लोचन मन में जगे न हो तो, युगल चरण में ले लो राम, ले लो राम. मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो राम. जीवन देखे जाल बिछाया रच के माया. The word Jivan here means life. Jal means like a net. So this life of ours, while it is in the body, gets trapped in worldly matter. And we think the thing that we see in front of our eyes, that is the truth. Until we get sick or something else happen to awaken our understanding. जीवन देखे जाल बिछाया रच के माया. चिंता मेरी तभी मिटेगी, चिंता मेरी तभी मिटेगी, जब चिंतन में ले लो राम, ले लो राम. मुझे अपनी शरण में तुमने लाखों पापी तारे, मेरी बारी बाजी हारे, बाजी हारे. तुमने लाखों पापी तारे, मेरी बारी बाजी हारे, बाजी हारे. मेरे पास न पुण्य की पूंजी, मेरे पास न पुण्य की पूंजी, पर पूजन में ले लो राम, ले लो राम. मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो राम. राम है राम, राम है राम. Everyone, राम है राम, राम है राम. घर घर अतकू, दर दर भतकू, कहाँ कहाँ अपना सिर पतकू. इस जीवन में मिलो न तुमको राम है राम. इस जीवन में मिलो न तुमको, मुझे मरण में ले लो राम, ले लो राम. मुझे अपनी शरण में, मुझे अपनी शरण में, मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो. ले लो means, Lord, can you take me? Can you take me at your side when I exited this body frame? Yes? Ram Naam? Satya hai. I just spoke of the words. The word Jal means entrapment. As you live this life, my dear friends, do not become entrapped in worldly matter in such a manner that it rules you. You rule it. You must be in charge of it. It must not be in charge of you. To be in charge of it You have to stay close to your Maker. You have to have love for God. He gives you the strength. He gives you the support to take charge of your life. At this point in time, I want to invite my dear brother, Mr. Juteram. Very nice to have him with me, and he's close to me, just at the Sangre Grande Regional Corporation, the chairman, doing a wonderful job thus far. Mr. Anilji.
Sitaram Panditji, Sitaram to my aunt, cousins, uncles, aunts, relatives, neighbors, batch of Uncle Deodath. It brings me no pleasure, and actually I told the family I wanted to stay away from making any contributions, but as Panditji called upon me, it's indeed a sad occasion for all of us that are gathered here today, and I would just like to speak on behalf I grew up in this house with my grandparents, and Uncle Deodath was a real dear uncle. As a little boy, he was always jolly, and he had a nickname for me. He always called me Nan. And he was always such a jolly, courageous person. Never yet ever I had a bad experience growing up with him. And on behalf of my late father, Amadev Jutram, I'm happy to say that I'm still here, alive on this face of the earth, together with my sisters and cousins. And we wish Uncle Deodath all the best. May his soul rest in peace, and may Almighty God give my aunt and her children and relatives the health and the courage to accept this, and we will do everything we can to support our dear beloved family, and may his soul rest in peace. Thank you. Thank you, Panditji.
Thank you very much, Anil. God bless you. Keep strong. They made a name also for the Juteram family. Tremendous. Well done. So at this point in time, I just want to welcome the person who is going to do the eulogy. Nyala, please come. Eulogy is a very important feature in a funeral ceremony. As a matter of fact, most of the things being said by his officers, his friends from the regiment, we have learned many characteristics about his nature, and they spoke from their heart, the kind of personality that he was. So many eulogies have been given thus far. You know, the second reason for having a eulogy is that sometimes there is something missing in your life, and you can pick it up from somebody else's life and take the page of somebody else's life and fix your life. The more you can improve your life, is happier you would be. Our cell phone always teaches us that. Upgrade the phone. Upgrade your life by looking at the lives of others and improving your life, coming closer to your Maker. So now I present Nyala. It's a whole team of them at this point in time. So let's see what's going to happen.
Sitaram, and good morning to all. Uncle Deodath, also known as Juters, was born on 11th April 1956. He was the son of Ramdev and Dulari Jutram, better known as Pigeon. He grew up in this humble home in coal mine and spent his entire life being the true soldier. He got married to Auntie Kamini on 25th May 1980. He came from a close-knit family of 3 brothers and 4 sisters. Auntie Joyce and Uncle Deo, as well as my mom Maria and all his siblings, loved him dearly. He is now reunited with his parents and other siblings. He was awarded on several occasions for his service to the nation, He was enlisted in the Trinidad and Tobago's Defense Force for over 25 years as a warrant officer too. Subsequent to his retirement in 2006, he devoted his life to his family, especially his last daughter, Shalini, who was his pride and joy in East Indian dancing. As a hobby, he worked taxi part-time and in his most recent time did diagnostic scans for vehicles throughout Trinidad. In the same way he tried to fix vehicles, he always tried to solve any problems we encountered as a family. He also assisted with celebrations for Ram Leela, Pagua, and Diwali programs. He was a production team manager of Mastana Bahar and the stage production manager at NCIC Diwali Nagar for many years. Uncle was an avid supporter of Shalini's dancing career and carried her all over the country, even leaving his personal errands to ensure that she was there on time to perform at various places, both locally and internationally. He traveled to Pennsylvania in the US in 2007, New Delhi, India in 2012, and Canada in 2017 to support her dancing activities. His wife, Kamini, Nadi, Ronnie, and Shalini were his main priorities, not forgetting his extended Juteram family, friends and neighbors, batch, cousins, uncles, aunts, nieces, nephews, etc. He even considered his pets, Bella, Max, and Milo, like his children, so much so that Bella called him Grandpa. He affectionately called Natalie Nads. He made so many sacrifices for his family, such as when he carried her to attend classes to ensure that she excelled in her studies, even if it meant he had to sleep in his car and eat nothing. He did the same for Ronnie, who he also called B, because of the fact that Ronnie was always around him with whatever he was doing. He assisted Ronnie in the opening of a successful business and made him realize his passion. Ronnie also consulted with Uncle Deodath in all the decisions he made and always sought his advice and blessings before he did anything. He treated his children equally, but there was always a tug of war of who was his favorite daughter. Uncle made sure that they were all well taken care of and even assisted and supported them in purchasing their first vehicles. He was their first passenger. He was indeed their driving force. Nadi, Ronnie, and Shalini never made a major decision without consulting him and getting his practical advice. This house has been a family home for almost 5 generations, spanning over 60 to 70 years. As a child, I remember Uncle Deodath foremost for renovating this house and working very assiduously to maintain the Juteram's legacy. He always ensured that his family, friends, and neighbors were welcomed, and even after the passing of the elders, it still remained an iconic family home. We will always remember his love for the oldies in Indian songs like Muhammad Rafi and the song Ek Phool Do Mali and Bad Bad, the most famous classic birthday song that he played for all his nieces and nephews on his wax record. Many generations, both locally and abroad, have fond memories of spending time with Uncle and the rest of the family. Auntie Kamini, his wife of 42 years, has been at his side in good and difficult times. They supported each other. She affectionately called him D. Ronald and Andre, you earned his stamp of approval after the usual drills. He knew that you would support his princesses. His 2 grandchildren, Randy and Andy, were his eyeballs. He involved them in constructive activities and developed their likeness for cars, just like himself. We can describe Uncle as Mr. Dependable. Uncle has truly fulfilled the role of a big brother to my mom, and for my wedding, he stood up with my parents, and I know that love and courtesy were extended to others as well. Uncle Deodath, you left us with a void in our hearts, but with a lot of great memories. We are eternally grateful for your help and your dedication to your family and all the lessons you have taught us. You left very big boots, not shoes, but boots for us to fill, and we will try to do our best to follow in your footsteps and support each other throughout this difficult time. Thank you.
I didn't plan to do a speech, but as we were doing the eulogy, there were a lot of memories that came back that I had to do one on my own. Dad, as I stand here today, all I can think about is the sacrifice that you made to make sure that we had everything. I remember clearly that you would wake me up in the morning when you were leaving for work to study, and always bringing a cup of Lipton tea with a little knock on my bedroom door. With Shilini, it was the hard knock, because Shilini was very hard to wake up. You always supported me in all aspects of life. My friends and family will always admire the relationship that we shared. Your job took time from us, but that did not stop you from being a caring and loving father. You ensured that when you got a day off, you would make that time to carry us out for a drive. Be it Kedona, the famous movie theater, where they will pack a lot of stuff, and sometimes we even hid in the trunk. When I got my first job in Port of Spain, because of the distance, you tried your best to take me to work. And you would put a blanket and a pillow in the red Falcon car, just that I can rest because of the long drive. I remember there was also a big flood in Port of Spain, and I had to travel home. You were so worried that you sent an army truck at City Gate, and two of your colleagues came on the step saying, Juteram, Juteram, your dad sent for you. I felt so embarrassed because everybody was looking. When it was time for dating, well, I must say, winning Dad's approval was not easy for my husband, Ronald. He had to prove his love for me before he got Daddy's acceptance. He always wanted to know Ronald's intention before allowing us to go out. Sometimes it felt like an interrogation in real military style. Even after being married, you were still the one I would ask for advice. You gave me the famous red car that we all call it to use when I started teaching, as you did not want Andy and I traveling. When I was on my practical, you will still carry me although I'm being married. Sometimes walking to that 7-seater, I would see you rock back your seat and closing your eyes. You would never say you were tired. Always, I am good. When I came back from my graduation, I wanted you to see how I looked, and you went and put on a suit just to take a picture. And we all know Daddy wasn't into pictures. I could have seen how proud he felt. You taught me a lot about cars, and you even sent me on a hybrid course, until my husband Ronald started calling me Deodath's son. I learned so much from you in terms of vehicles and life on a whole. You gave me a lot of lessons that I will always treasure and hold close to my heart. I don't live far, but you will always ask if I come up weekend. Sometimes when I come up and you have to go to do a diagnostic on a vehicle, you would tell me I am coming back now, which I know diagnostic don't take 5 minutes, but he will tell me he's coming back now just for me to stay a little longer. You were always a devoted grandfather to Randy and Andy. They were your pride and joy. As they reach, you will all go digging up on the cars, showing them the engine that you were always excited and look forward to the weekends to come and spend with you. Andy inherited Dad's saving habit. For example, Dad would put a plan in on his phone and he would call Andy on regular calls. And all I would hear Andy saying is, Grandpa, use your WhatsApp now. You're wasting your money. And then Dad will hang up and call him back on WhatsApp. Andy would say, Grandpa, ask your children home to help you with WhatsApp, and roll his eyes. Randy, being his first grandson, inherited his love for cars. They would have long discussions about antique cars. They both loved him dearly. He would also give them advice in whatever they asked for. For the past couple of months, we became closer and spent a lot of time together. I will surely miss the bun, talks, and jokes that we shared with each other. Dad, I am forever grateful for you being here in all aspects of my struggles, especially when major decisions had to be made. You have supported Ronald and I in everything we did and guided us accordingly. You are our mechanic, our strength, and our pillar in this family. I love you, and I promise to be the best I can be with your guidance. You are now my guardian angel.
Dad taught us everything in life, but he never taught us how to live without him. But we know Ronald, our big brother, Mommy's middle son, I'm still the favorite, don't worry, is going to assist us in every possible way, and with the support of family members. I just wanted to share one of those not so good moments. At that time I was crying, but Daddy would be laughing. I remember when Ronald and Nadi was dating, Ronald took me to dance class by one of his friends. It was a new time I was going to begin this dance class. So Ron and Nads went down with their vehicle. Daddy went with his 7-seater. Mommy in front, Daddy's driver, I'm in the back. And after the entire rehearsals, etc., we're heading up the road. But Ronald and Nadi, of course, they're dating. And Nadi being my whole heart at that time, had to sleep with she every day. They were making a turn in by Trinity. So something told me just look at the back, and I saw them turning in, and I started to cry. I want to go with Nads. I want to go with Nads. Daddy said, okay, no problem. He pulled aside, dropped me off on the highway. Go with Nads now, go with her. And I was very young. I was like, did Daddy just put me out on the highway? Mommy on the usual runs now. D, you can't leave she. You cannot leave she. Daddy said, no, let she go. If she wants to go, let she go with Nadi. Then Mommy decided to come off and he drive off. Now we ain't know where we is, but I remember they were back when singers, no. Then all of a sudden we see he made a wrongs and he popping horn from the other side. You learn your lesson, Shellen? I said, yes, Daddy, I learned my lesson. This is the kind of fatherhood that at that time I used to get a little vexed, but we loved him. We loved him so much that he, growing up with us with the guidance of Mommy and him, we could say that we are strong just like the true soldier he was. Dad, Ron, Nads, and I, we love you. Mommy, Bella, Max, Milo, Randy, Andy, Ronald, and Andre. I remember the first time I brought Andre home. The first time Andre walked upstairs, Daddy put on his suit with jacket and tie, come out. How I looking? I'm looking good? Then I was like, Daddy, don't embarrass me now. This is the first time I'm bringing home Andre, please. But Andre grew close to him, so close that he and Ronald and Daddy, even our last Christmas, he had to say, what are buying for my two son-in-laws to drink? Ronald and Andre definitely got Dad's acceptance, and he also left his princesses in the best hands. Daddy, we thank you. We love you so much. We know you're just going here physically, but you are forever in our hearts. And Nads and I already planned the hybrid course to continue your diagnostics. We may not be 100% perfect like you. And I guess Ronnie will pick up that army. You know, you always wanted one of your sons or one of your children to be in the defense force. So we're looking at getting Ronnie into it. Don't worry. The Juteram legacy, Deo, Juters, batch 7802, definitely we're going to be making sure your legacy is here. Thank you.
Yeah, all right, I didn't type it. Juteram, everyone. According to the great Sai Baba, life is a song, sing it. Life is a game, play it. Life is a challenge, meet it. Life is a sacrifice, offer it. Life is love, enjoy it. Today I stand here saying truly that Uncle Deodath did all of that. Everybody could identify in some way that he touched our lives, whether it was for 5 minutes or a lifetime. That was the impact that he had to all his family, friends, and even neighbors. Today is indeed a difficult day for all our family, but surely we can say that he positively impacted our lives. Uncle Deodath was dearly loved by everyone. He would have done anything for Auntie Kamini and his children, grandchildren, and his son-in-law. He joined the Trinidad and Tobago Regiment and he served it with integrity and pride. He followed in his big brother's footsteps. We only have this one life to live, but through his kindness, sacrifices, and hard work, he fulfilled God's mission for him on earth. I admired how he thought about things practically. Anytime there was a problem, he would think about it in any angle and come with it in the best possible solution. And I admire Nadi especially for that. She has that way about her. Ronnie inherited his way of thinking. He would say, but no, that shouldn't be. This is how it should be. And Shelley, you have his fighting spirit as well. He was so kind and always willing to help his family. He played an instrumental role in our lives and our development from an early age. I remember coming to this house, and from the time you come here, you hear the music. So anytime now I hear classical Indian music, I will immediately associate coal mine and uncle and growing up here. His devotion to making his family happy will never be forgotten. Uncle, you made us proud. Thanks for the love, thanks for the laughs and the lessons and beautiful memories. Some of the things quickly that I remember will always stand out is the parrot on his shoulder, playing cards on 500 with my dad. Those things could never ever be forgotten. So today, we just bid you farewell on earth, but we know forever you will be in our hearts and our memories. Shali, Nad, Ron, Auntie Kamini, and Andy, Randy, everybody, stay strong. Don't let his efforts go in vain. Keep fighting and keep strong. I love you. Thank you.
Juteram, normally Dad will be the one to do this. I'll usually take the back burner. But I just want to thank everyone for coming and sharing this special occasion with us, as Dad has given him a send-off that he truly deserved. To his batch, who has stood with us throughout the time, his nephew, Anil, and the rest of his family, Auntie Maria, Uncle Rishi, Auntie Joyce, Carol, Jennifer, Narissa, to everyone who stood with us over the period of this week, comforted us and supported us. To the members of the NCIC Council who visited us and be there for us, I want to thank you all for being here. Right, we will be leaving shortly to go down to the banks of the Caroni River for cremation. We'll have a live stream, right? So you all could follow us to go down, right? But all COVID protocols will be observed, right? So we just before we close off, we will have like viewing and stuff, right? Thank you all for coming.
If there's anyone else who would like to say anything, feel free. Yeah, Uncle.
The greatest confession you can give in this life is about how somebody can conquer you with love. Deodath, Juteram. We grew up not as in-laws, but as brothers and sisters. And today, while it saddens me in relation to this situation, I know that he has conquered our hearts with love, and this is coming from my brothers and sisters who are in the United States. One spoke today, Deodath, who was his batch. And today, I know that whenever we have difficulties, we are surrounded by our Creator. And it's our Creator who decides on everything. And according to Panditji, we must have that faith. We must understand that. And so for the entire family, I want them to know they are surrounded by only love. And love is the conquering word. I learned that from my father. He passed in 1972. And to this day, I still remember him as the greatest human being to walk the face of the earth. So Ronnie, I want you to know that your dad is the greatest human being to walk the face of this earth. May you all be blessed and may you all be protected forever, because you had a father who guided you and wants you to carry on his legacy. God bless everyone. Thank you very much.
Ram Nam. So there you have it from the horse's mouth. The family themselves say he was a family man and a man of his own country as well. Quite sure there are many lessons we can learn from his life, from the many things that has been said here this morning. Thank you all again for coming, and may we all stand. As we put our hands together, my dear friends, we have said so many things. I just want to end with a final verse from our scriptures that says, O Lord, you alone are our Father, our Mother, our helper of every kind. You are the protector of those who have no support, O Lord. You are always in every way the giver of happiness. Sometimes we forget you, Divine Father, but we know you have not forgotten us in any way. Thank you, Lord, for your support. Pituma tu saha yak swami sakha tumhi khana tahamare ho जिनके कचुआर आधार नहीं, तिनके तुम ही रखवारे हो। पितु मातु सहायक स्वामी सखा, तुम ही खनात हमारे हो। My dear friends, I just want to ask of you, if in any way Deodath has done anything to you, words, thoughts, or deed that you feel uncomfortable with, I ask you to forgive him. Sometimes people say things, do things, and you didn't feel comfortable with the company. Please forgive. Our life is to forgive, and so please come in one direction. You can offer a flower and exit into another direction. So you can come in one line, and right? Thank you.
Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Where trouble melts like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where
Didn't know today would be our last, or that I'd have to say goodbye to you so fast. I'm so numb I can't feel anymore. I'm praying you just walk back through that door and tell me that I was only dreaming. You're not really gone as long as I believe. There will be another angel around the throne tonight. Your love lives on inside of me, and I will hold on tight. It's not my place to question, only God knows why. I'm just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight. Always made my troubles feel so small, and you were always there to catch me when I'd fall. In a world where heroes come and go, well, God just took the only one I know. So I'll hold you as close as I can, longing for the day when I see your face again. But until then, God must need another angel around the throne tonight. Your love lives on inside of me, and I will hold on tight. It's not my place to question, only God knows why. I'm just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight, singing hallelujah. Just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight.